Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Hunter Mitchell, and today I will be reviewing the disco bed. So let's get into it. So, a disco bed, you might be wondering what it is. A disco bed is a type of cot. And if you don't know what a cot is like a bed but for camping. They will make a nice elevated area for you to sleep on, and it's usually pretty comfortable. But then you can take it apart and so that it all is compact into a small area. So a disco bed is a different type of cot. But the nice thing about the disco beds is it's like a bunk bed, but you can still have separate cots. So my family is a family of 4. We have my mom, my dad, me, and my brother. And then we also have a dog named Champ. So with all of us, that could get pretty tight if we just have cot next to cot next to cot next to cot. But disco bed, what you can do is you have a cot on top of a cot and then another cot on top of another cot. So you could have 4 cots that only take up the width of just 2 cots. So it's pretty handy having. So these can fold up and down, so it's really universal what you want for it. So you have 2 different bags, each for the top bunk, bottom bunk. You have your round end frame, which is for your bottom bunk, and your straight end frame, which is for your top bunk. So the round end frame, the reason it's called round end is because they round the bottom so that you're not putting just all this pressure in one area. It's supposed to help move the pressure around your tent, or just the area that the weight is. So if you just want your bottom bunk and it's just you, I would recommend using your round end frame. But you could put your straight end frame in the round end frame bag. That's okay, but I would recommend putting the correct frame in the correct bag. So each bag is roughly around 31 pounds, give or take. And for both of them, if you were to carry both of them together, it's give or take 62.5 pounds together. So each bunk, so each cot, not bunk, can hold up to 500 pounds. So the whole bunk can hold up to 1,000 pounds. So your dimensions are for your total dimensions are 81.5 inches long, 39.5 inches wide, and 36.5 inches tall. Your sleeping dimensions are 79 inches long and 34.5 inches wide for your sleeping dimensions. Your bottom bunk is 11 inches off the ground, and if you put your top bunk on top as like a bunk, your top one is 34 inches off the ground. I really love these. So I'm gonna show you how I set it up, and there's different ways, but this is just how I set it up. So let's get into that portion. So once you unzip the bag, what is inside is this. These me and my dad made just to help distribute the weight easier. You don't need them, but that's what I have. You have your safety clip to help keep the top bunk and bottom bunk together. Then you have your frames, and then your 2 sides so that you can hold your little bed part in. So let's get it. So you have 2 ends that have these. These are your ends, center, and then your other end. So that's one side. This is another side. Let me just move this out of the way real quick. here is one end. Here is your second end. And this is what you sleep on. So, what you do is there's openings here. Take one of these, then take one edge and kind of put it somewhere so you can take it and just push it through. And as you see, this is a one-person job. And then you take this end, pull it over here, grab this pole. Try not to step on it because that will just make it a little dirtier when you're sleeping on it. Do the exact same thing and pull it through. And sometimes these will come off, but you just pop them back on and push it through. Nice and easy. So, the reason it's called a disco bed is it has these discs. You can take off, and as you can see, it says locking pin. There's a little hole right there. And if you look here, there's this metal thing here. You have two, one and then two. You push the one furthest away from the edge in. You take this, put it on the end, and let go of the one you're holding, and spin this till you hear a click and you won't be able to pull. And if you look, you'll see the metal pin is inside. So repeat that step for all four corners. So this is how you put the disco bed onto the frame. You hold it up, you grab one end and position it so it goes in nice. And you take the other end and do the exact same thing. But here comes the different part. You want to try to do these not all the way, so that you can make sure that the fabric is pretty evenly on both sides. And sometimes you have to move the frame to get it to go in. So now you have the top bunk. I keep my bed like this. So what I use these wooden pieces for is I'll put them underneath all four corners just to help so it doesn't make an indent into my flooring or my tent. So I'll do that for all four corners. And these are not provided, as I said earlier. So now you just do the same thing for the top bunk. So I'll get the top bunk assembled, and then I'll show you how to put it together. So as you see, I have the second cot put together. So now I'm going to show you how to put it into the bunk position. So in your bag, in both of them, you'll have this. This is to help so you can put the bottom feet onto the top discs. These fit right over the discs like that. So what you want to do is make sure you get all four of those. Once you have these four, you're going to lift up your cot. You're going to see these little black rubber foots. If you pull them off, it's hollow. So this is supposed to help. So if you just want this cot by itself, so that you won't ruin your floor. So you take it out and put it in the straight end frame bag. Put all four of them so you don't lose them. Because if you lose them, that's going to be sad. So once you do that, take one of these and push this in until it's past, and you'll hear a click, and you'll see it hanging out. Do that for all 4 corners. So now that it's all put together, all the legs are on, what you want to do is take those bottom parts and put them on top of the other discs. So now that you have these onto the discs, what I like to do is just push down and make sure they're nice and secure. Comes with these safety straps. Take the rubber bands off. And clip the top one here. I like to run it behind, unclip it, loosen it, and do the bottom. Then tighten it, and this is just supposed to help keep it safe. Do the same thing for the other side. So now it's all set. So I have just a camping pad, and this pad is pretty big. Now look at it compared to the cot. This cot makes it look like it's nothing. So I'm gonna show you. It's pretty easy. How I get into the top is I put a hand here, put one leg up, and then just kind of bring my other one up. And I'm around 5'8"-ish, so my feet are here and my arms are almost all the way extended. You got plenty of room on the top and bottom. And to get off, I always put my feet here and go up. Now, underneath, you just go right in. It's pretty roomy. You can get extenders, but then that just makes it harder for the person that go into the top bunk to get up. It's fine. So there's several different attachments. I'll have photos and explain what each one does.
Here is the side organizer. Here is the side organizer folded up, and here's it filled up. Here is the cabinet. Here's it filled up. And here's the foot locker. And here's the foot locker in use.
So, my name is Hunter Mitchell, and I'll see you guys on the next one.